And here behind the creepy bathroom is another spot where water's coming up. Let's see if there's anything in here. Hasn't come up there. And I turned on the sink here and it was draining super slow. So something's going on. I don't know if it's due to the rain or if I got a plug somewhere. Oh, there's definitely water coming in from the foundation over here though. That's fun. Oh, I wonder if it's... Well, it goes up there, but there's also a hole right there. Huh. Interesting. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I did have a video last week. Probably won't have one next week. This week will catch us completely up on content. Basically what happened is I got the flu, and then that was followed up shortly by my back going out, and it's been pretty difficult still walking around. Week and a half later after the back going out, it still hurts to walk around and stuff. So I'm not in any shape to do any work. I suspect it'll be another week, hopefully not 2 weeks. But either way, as soon as I'm in good enough shape to do some work, I'll get some more videos out. In the meantime, I think the 6-month anniversary of me moving in here is coming up, in which case I might just do a photo highlight reel, kind of before and after of the day I moved in versus what the house looks like now. It's kind of, I look at those pictures now and it's kind of hard to imagine living in a house that looked like that. It's significantly better than it was. So that's what I got going on. So here's the video for this week. We deal with the sewer issue, and I think I tear out the creepy shower room. All right, so here's where we're at. We got water coming out of the drain. That pipe basically turns into the vent that goes upstairs, but going down, it goes into the main sewer. Water's coming here. It's been raining really hard the last couple hours, so we've got water coming in through that EMT. I don't know if you can make that out, but EMT right on the other side of the gas copper line there. This plastic I put up a month or two ago, it keeps water from dripping onto the new washer. So I need to, it's getting warmer again, so I should be able to get out there and find out why the water's coming into the EMT. The EMT just runs over to the big room out back. But I haven't run water in a couple hours anywhere. And so this is drying out all on its own, so that's good. And over here, we've got a couple problems going on. This water here is coming from underneath. The actual, well, you can't see, but the actual tub stayed dry, or the basin, whatever the hell you want to call it. But behind it, this area where the water comes in, this is apparently the last clean out in the sewer system that goes out to the street. This pipe goes to the makeshift setup that was upstairs. It goes to, there was a washer and dryer right up in the front room, right outside of bedroom number 1, right inside the front door, basically. That was there so she didn't have to come downstairs to do laundry. But it just kind of loosely goes into the last clean out in the system before it goes out to the street. So I'm pretty convinced that there's a clog somewhere downstream of here. We got water seeping in underneath the gas line, coming through the foundation. So that's something I gotta figure out. I might have to actually dig that up, which I think the ground over there probably comes up to around here or so. So it's not a terrible amount of digging, but this is gonna be a lot of digging. This let in a lot of water. Which I guess explains why these tiles came up so easily, because everywhere that we got water, the tiles just popped right on it. The water and the glue did not mix that well. But basically, it's gonna be quite a bit of digging here. to get to fix this from the outside, because the ground is about here. So that'll be a springtime project. I'll just deal with it flooding the rest of the winter. But yeah, gotta dig that up. And some of this may be from the bottom. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, all this wood is left over from tearing up the floor a couple weeks ago in bedroom number 1. So maybe this accelerates my project of getting rid of this room. I gotta either rent a snake or have someone come in and snake that, see if they'll fix my problem. Hopefully it's just that simple. I've replaced freshwater lines coming into a house before. I haven't replaced a drain, but I mean, the hardest part is all the digging, so it ain't that big of a deal. I got the caulk for this, the sealant, to fix that, so hooray. This, if I run the water, this is the same type of thing where this pipe just kind of goes into a drain in the floor, and if I run that water, it overflows. Which is new. I used to be able to run that continuously while cleaning paintbrushes and rollers and stuff, and it wasn't a problem. We don't just have water coming in from the bottom. We have water coming in from the top too. If we go upstairs, I added a smart sensor so those lights turn on for motion. If we go upstairs into the demoed bathroom, you remember the leak from the ceiling that I patched the leak up here in the roof that caused me to have to patch up the pink bathroom. That's leaking worse than it was before, and it was leaking onto the new patch. So I managed to find a bucket. I didn't know I had another bucket sitting around. So we're catching all that water, and that's catching water. That's the leak we knew about. That was the one that caused all the damage in the roof or in the ceiling. That was there and visible when I moved in. There's a small leak that drips here. Man, you really can't see squat. There's a small leak that drips basically where that old tile is. And then there's a brand new, that one I knew about too. But this one here that basically drips right into there, that's brand new. So that's fun and exciting. Definitely need to get working on that roof soon, huh? Thankfully, I got some people in here that can pay for a new roof, at least for this section. So again. So here we have the guys getting all set up and everything. Super friendly guy. He actually just lives a couple blocks away. The price wasn't too bad. Could have been a lot worse. But it also is a good demonstration of why I like to do things myself. Running the auger through was, I think, $250, and it did find quite a big block, and everything works fine now. And then we also stuck the camera down there, which I'll show you, and that costs typically another $100, but he gave me a discount, and he also didn't mind me running the cameras while he was working, and even reminded me to stop and get some video of the clog that he pulled out of the floor. So here we go. Here's what we pulled out. We got roots and other just stuff, or just roots.
That's a towel?
A towel? Well, that'll fucking do it every time, huh?
Yeah.
Don't flush those.
Yeah, there's definitely a towel on there.
What expensive ass towel.
Yeah. I pulled a kitchen towel out of a guy's sewer one time. That's a fair amount of roots.
All right. Is that fairly typical for something like this? Or is that more than normal?
I mean, it depends on how long it's had time to grow. I mean, these are, thicker. Mm-hmm. So it's been in there These roots have probably been in here for a couple of years, I would guess. I mean, I don't know really how tree roots grow.
Sure.
But these are way thicker than mine at my house, and I do mine every 6 months.
Okay.
And the copper sulfate will keep them from coming in. I mean, do your due diligence and see if there's anything better. But nothing that I know of.
Right. So here I'm just going to let this run, and you can see what happened in real time. It's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it is pretty neat.
Jesus, that's not good.
Is that a break?
Yep.
I've got some digging to do.
Yes, sir. Well, that must be what I was getting caught on. I'll turn back around on myself.
Yeah, when you widened it.
Didn't get that far.
So it's like right outside the house where it's broken.
Yeah.
It's a fun place to dig. Nice foundation in the way.
Yeah. I've had my share. All right, so we got the pipe. All right, so there. So we must have there must be 2 pipes.
Could that be this shower joining it? 'Cause that's what that little room right there is.
So we punched a hole.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see that clay right there? Mm-hmm. That means that the pipe, instead of being like this, is more like this.
Sure. And that's not very far. That's like barely out, if even outside of the foundation, huh?
Yeah. I mean, outside of the foundation, I would think, because we're at like 5 feet already.
Oh, okay.
And then that is...
Is that a broken piece?
Yeah, that's definitely clay. That's what mine looks like.
Little steps.
Yeah. Like I said, this guy just starts shoving it through. I really like doing it this one, but... So you got roots going through each section. There's rock. Most of those are eggs.
It's a bold place to be laying eggs.
Right? Alligator eggs.
I've worked around alligators before.
No kidding.
Doing the golf stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess so.
Down in Florida.
So it looks like we just kind of broke open a dam and a lot of water's pouring through now.
Oh, you think it's pouring from up above?
Well, so if we had something in the way before, like the rocks or the pebbles, like you can see all the water pouring.
Oh, so it's just like leftover water just making its way through.
Unless you have a toilet running.
No, nothing's running.
Yeah, we'd hear that, probably. Another section of roots. Upside down.
Disorienting.
Yeah. My other camera is bigger and way older. And to buy a new, like, 7-inch screen and computer, it's like $4,000. I almost did it at the end of this year. That looks like that was just loose roots from before. And they're definitely more intact further out. Well, those are roots coming through. Or are they?
Might just be leftover? Or do you think they're...
Well, they're up on top. So.
Oh, okay.
roots coming through. No grout.
Pretty much every joint.
Just like mine. More roots coming through. And you know what? If you were going to dig up your place already, because you're at the bottom of the hill, I put a backwater valve in.
Oh, to keep reverse flow from coming into the house?
If everybody else gets fucked up, yours will close.
Right.
And then it'll start coming up the
just
sewer.
A simple
or
flapper,
your neighbors.
basically?
That's all it is. You want to be able to get to it, though. So if it's too deep, you don't want it.
Right.
You know? Because I've had it where that little flapper just comes off. Like somebody's knocked it loose or something knocked it loose. And it's...
It's a bad day.
Well, yeah, it just backs up the water to everything else, then, or to your place, or at least obstructs it, and then toilet paper will get clogged on it. Now,
I do have to dig the back corner of the corner behind us to seal the foundation from the outside.
You got a fair amount of water in here already. Like, we're not gonna be able to see much more unless we belly back up to something.
So at this point, we hit the street, and we just didn't know it yet. So we verified that he kind of backed off, and then we went back at it again and verified that we were pretty sure we hit the street. So what we did is we pulled we kind of marked where we were, and then we pulled the whole camera out and measured it. And now we know it's like 45 feet to the street or so, something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, basically all that water is the actual sewer running through the street itself. But like I said, we have a leak, we have a break. I need to dig that up this summer. That'll make a fun video. It costs thousands of dollars to pay somebody to fix that, whereas I can do it myself for under $1,000. Just a lot of digging. And now everything is working fine in the house. No water has bubbled up since then. I even found the cap for that clean out inside the wall. You may be able to see that in a later part of the video. I'm not sure. All right, so the problem's fixed. He ran the auger through in 2 stages, a smaller stage to kind of get through and punch a hole through, and then a bigger stage to kind of catch anything else. The pipe is broken about 5 feet down from this hole. So that's going to be a project I think the earth is somewhere around here, but there's a planter in front of it that goes all the way up to there. So I need to dig all the way down and also avoid that fresh water line over there. But I need to dig all the way down. It looks like it's maybe only a foot below there. So that's gonna be a project is to dig all the way down, fix that. And then, it'll be all back to normal. But right now it'll flow just fine. Well, I said it's broken, but it's not, blocked. All this goopy stuff is, toilet paper. So that's going to be disgusting. I do need to deal with that soon because it smells. This is one of the reasons I try to do as much as I can. I didn't have the right tools for this job. I could have probably rented the auger. I don't know what I'm doing with it, so I might actually cause more damage. So it's fine to pay this guy to do what he did. But total it was $250 to auger the line. And that cleared out all the roots, found the towel that we found was in there, all that kind of crap. And then another $100 to pop the camera down the tube and take a look at what's going on. Now that I know it's broken, that's $100 well spent. And I suppose if it wasn't broken, it would also be money well spent because then you got the comfort of knowing it's fine. There is basically roots coming in at every joint on the clay pipe. So he said it's copper sulfate, and mix about 5 pounds of that with some really bubbly soap and just run it through the drain and then let it sit there on like overnight or on a day when nobody's going to be here, and do that once in the spring and once in the fall, and that will help keep the roots from going into the pipe. So that's the project from now. I figured since I'm working on that and dealing with basement stuff, got a little bit of mess here from dealing with the room above, I might as well just go ahead and rip that room out. So I think that's going to be The project for this week is to rip that room out, have some fun doing that, and then I can go work on the death beam after that. Hey, so the creepy bathroom is a little bit less creepy. I still got to get into the actual shower room, but it's looking pretty decent. I knew going into this that this room is constructed differently because it's newer than a lot of stuff in the house. It was built, I don't know the year. One of the kids that grew up here might know the year, and she watches these videos, so maybe she'll comment and let us know. But it was built basically when some of the kids were getting older and they needed some more privacy. From what I understand, the shower part, not the room, but the shower head and all that kind of stuff was always there. And they just kind of showered after a day of playing and doing all their stuff. And then as they started getting older, they needed more privacy. So they built the rest of the room to make it a nice little shower room. And then after many years of not being used, it turned from a nice little shower room into a creepy little shower room. There's a couple things that are notable about it. You may or may not have seen in the time lapse the white Romex. That's definitely an upgrade over all this color stuff or this cloth stuff. My guess is it was kind of pieced together with stuff that was laying around. It looks properly done, unlike all the stuff from the garage. It does have a ground in it. This one is live. It does have a ground in it, although it's not the same size as the rest of them. Same size ground didn't come around for a while. Something that's odd though, like this came into this box and then this jumps over to here. And it turns out that this was just controlling this one switch. And this is live, which is why you saw sparks. And I suspect this one is live too. Well, I'm just not sure. I suspect that this one is live. It's wired up independently of these two as well. And it looks like it goes up. If you follow it, it looks like it goes to that light. So I suspect this side is the hot side if it's hot. That's weird. It doesn't make sense to have three separate hots running to one switch or one gang box, going to one where the switches are all servicing one room. Doesn't make sense if you got like one side of the wall you're doing one room and on the other side of the wall you're doing another or something like that. But this situation, it doesn't make sense to have three hots going to it. I pointed out in a previous video all the doors and stuff, and I said this one was probably inside the wall, and I was right. So now we can kind of turn or adjust this one, which goes to the stairs right in front of the door as you walk in the house. I am curious. I'm not sure if I want to if I just want to gut this and like take out this wall and take out all the tile and stuff, or if and leave this wall here. I'll still pull, even if I leave it, I'll still pull everything so it's open. But the only reason I'm unsure about doing that is because of the amount of termite damage up above where you step into the front room where I have all the tools and where I moved a lot of trash and stuff like that. That first step, there's definitely a lot of termite damage there. So I'm not sure if it's best to keep this up for now to kind of support that floor just in case it's needed. But I guess I'll know as I get into this further how bad that termite damage is. And if it's, I don't know. But I've left this up there for now. It does need to come down, but it's just a bunch of stuff up here. I'm going to pull that down. It'll be down by the end of this video. So it's Thursday night. I think maybe I'll knock this out, the rest of it out tomorrow night. Make sure, oh shit, I might not be able to do the sink, because I'm sure if I touch those valves, they're going to leak. So I might have to wait to do the sink, until this weekend or something when I can run down and get some valves. But that's kind of the idea here. Get this done, and then I can just focus on the weekend on cleaning up. I got a lot of cleaning to do in the house. I've created a lot of dust, and I just need to take care of it. So I think this will be a shorter video, mostly just demoing this room, and then I'll move on. This is a good example of how things can look good and then can be really bad, even though they look good. This beam looks just like all the others, nice and solid, or this joist, I guess. But as you come down here, just simply pulling this away, that's all termite damage that allows that to pull apart. I suspect this little line right here is probably some termite damage. That one feels solid. So yeah, I knew I had to replace some of these, so I'm not alarmed or anything. I did take a big swing at that 2x4 and that one, and the way it echoed through the house, I suspect it's best to leave those two and probably these three alone. So yeah, keep smashing. I mean, you know you're gonna find things, but golly. So see this area where it's all broken on the subfloor? That's the step when you turn right when you walk in the house with the brown carpet and everything. But this chunk missing, so I could put in a ceiling fan that then just blows into the bay. It just blows right out of the room. It doesn't go outside. That's just fucking crazy. So not only do I gotta replace the joist because of the termites, but it would at least have some hope of surviving if it wasn't missing like 6 inches out of it. Golly. All right, so I've cleaned up all the mess. Went ahead and swept out through there. Everything's just kind of stuffed over here for now. It'll never cease to amaze me just how much debris is created by doing demo. So the next task is to rip this sink out, and just like every other old valve in the house, as soon as I touched the one on the right, it started leaking, and it's been leaking since. The one on the left didn't move at all. It's totally expected. These didn't move either. Well, this one I got to move a little bit with the wrench, but I didn't bother with this one. So I've got a couple caps. I'm gonna cut these right about here and solder them on. I should cut them lower for the washer and dryer that'll eventually make its way over here, but I just don't want to burn up the wainscoting, so I think I'll cut it up here. That'll allow me to come back later on and pre-assemble this whole thing, and then solder in up here and not burn up the wainscoting. Not that it's like crazy important or anything. In the very, very long term, it's gonna all go away, and I'll probably do something new, but I'm gonna tear all that out and start over. But for now, it's nice to have something that looks decent and like it belongs. So yeah, that's the next task. Put these caps on and then tear out the sink. So here's something I always forget about. Yep, as soon as you apply heat to them, they fall off. So what you do is you grab your little pliers, and you just kind of oval them just a little bit so they have a little bit of friction going on, and then when you apply heat, they stay on. You can solder them. This is the very last, I forgot to get solder. This is the very last solder I have in the house, and it happened to be just the right amount to get the job done. So I've moved all of the living room stuff into here because I'm going to be doing a project soon that's going to make a lot of dust in the living room. So I got it set up. Subwoofers behind the TV actually sounds better than the other room. This room is a lot more dead when it comes to reflections because those are almost like acoustical tiles, the white insulation. But anyways, I got that set up and I figured I might as well clean the windows. So it's actually kind of a storm window, double window kind of thing. I probably should have done those before putting the TV in. But I opened up these, and this is just magical to have this much air go through. I really like that, actually. And I ran this through its paces. I was really fortunate that it didn't break as soon as I opened it. Although now that I mentioned in the video, it might break. But I can actually get to the other side here, clean these. So I'm going to do that, work my way around. I guess I won't have to clean the outside of that one. But just getting that kind of airflow through here, that's going to be amazing on the warmer days coming up. I'm really looking forward to that. Well, 3 out of 4 open. This one, the first 2 start to kick out and then they get stuck. And the rest don't move at all. So I got everything cleaned up on those 3. Got the inside of that one cleaned up so I can put the TV and everything back up. Looks significantly better. It's nice to actually see the backyard before, which is kind of a gray blob out there. I cleaned up this one, but it's dirty on the inside of the glass, so there's not really a whole lot I can do about that. But it's better, a lot better. I still need to clean all the inside glass. Basically, you see these tabs here. Well, maybe you can't. Here we go. So these tabs were holding those inside pieces of glass in to kind of make it a double pane thing. So I need to clean up those. I need to clean up this window and that one over there, and it'll look significantly better in here. So I'm cleaning these windows, and this is pretty typical of the first pass on the inside of the windows. The outside varies wildly between where it is on height. Like the closer you get to the top, they seem to be worse. But yeah, this is pretty typical on the inside of these windows. Over there, it looks a whole lot better. I need to do those windows over there and the ones up top. But yeah, it really does, though, just improve the overall feel of the room to get these windows clean. 15 years of dirt. So the new roommate moves in today, and we need to kind of shuffle around parking. So I rolled the back driveway looking for any nails, screws, or anything that'll puncture a tire. This is everything I came up with. So it's a good thing I did it. Lots of nails. One of them that's not on here is actually a square nail, which is really interesting because I think they stopped making those in the 1800s, so it doesn't really fit this house. My guess is it came from a piece of furniture that we removed from the house. But let me give you a little tip on buying something like this. These wheels don't have bearings. They're just held on by that bolt, and there may be a washer in there. If so, it's not very good. But basically what happens is as you roll it, the bolt tightens, and then eventually the wheel becomes too stiff and it doesn't roll anymore. And you flip it over and then it'll loosen. While this one's loosening back up, the other one's tightening. Find something, if you have something with wheels, find something with bearings so that the bolt can clamp down on the bearing and then the wheel can spin freely. Or what I might do is pull these bolts out and stick some thread locker on the tips of the thread and then put them in so they're not snug. And then as they roll, they won't tighten or loosen or anything. Because it's kind of annoying to use when they just kind of, they don't necessarily loosen at the same rate they tighten. So sometimes they both just lock up. It's kind of obnoxious. But yeah, that's a little tip on things with wheels, is either get something with bearings or something that's actually mounted properly.